This question here focuses on using simultaneous equations to solve a system of equations. Now remember, I've got two equations here and I've got two variables. I need two equations to solve to get two unknown variables in it. You can only solve one equation to get a single variable. So I've got two here, I need two equations. If I had three unknowns, I'd need three equations. You can build it up that way. Now remember the technique for this. Pick a variable to get rid of, multiply the top and the bottom equations so that the coefficients are the same, then add or subtract accordingly, find one of the variables, then use that variable to find the other. So let's imagine, I'm going to work it both ways for you. Let's imagine I'm going to get rid of the x components first. So if I go to get rid of the x ones, if I multiply equation 2 by 2 and everything in equation 1 by 5, my coefficients of the x are going to be 10 for both of them. So I can use that to get rid of them. So my top equation in this case would be 10x plus 15y equals 40. My second equation would become 10x plus 4y equals negative 4. Now if I treat this like a chimney sum and I subtract the second equation from the first equation, I'm going to eliminate the 10x's. What I'm then going to have is 15y take away 4y, so that gives me 11y. I'm then going to have 40 minus 4, which will give me 44. So 11y is 44, y is equal to 4. What I can then do is take this value for y, and I now have four possible equations that I can substitute it into in order to find the x. Do yourself a favour and pick what you feel is the easiest one. I personally am going to go for the top one, so I would say fine, so 2x plus 3 times 4 is equal to 8. So that means that 2x plus 12 equals 8. 2x is equal to negative 4. X is equal to negative 2. So there we go. I've solved it for y and x using that method. Let's imagine now I'm going to solve it the other way. So I've solved it for x. Let's imagine I picked the other direction and I solved it for y. So we're going to eliminate the y variable first, then get the x answer, and then substitute back to get the other variable. Now again, we're going to scale these equations up. So scale them up so that the coefficients of the y's are the same. I'm going to multiply second equation by 3, first equation by 2 in order to do that. Quick wee point to know is that if you multiply the equations by the coefficients of the corresponding variables in the other one, you'll always match it up. So this one here for the x, I multiplied the top equation by 5, bottom equation by 2, swap those coefficients round. For the y's, I'm multiplying top by 2 and bottom by 3, again, just looking at those coefficients. So if I do that, my top equation becomes 4x plus 6y equals 16. My second equation becomes 15x plus 6y is negative 6. So now, again, treat it exactly like a chimney sum. I'm going to subtract to get rid of the y's because they're both the same sign. If they were different signs, I'd add them. Doing that, I get 4x take away 15. I get negative 11x. 6y take away 6y. That vanishes. And I get 16 minus 6, which gives me 22. So negative 11x equals 22. X is equal to negative 2. Take that and I'm going to substitute it back into any of the equations I want. So I'm going to go for the top one again. So I get 2 times negative 2 plus 3y equals 8. That gives me 3y minus 4 equals 8. 3y is equal to 12. Y equals 4. So lo and behold, I get the same solution for x and y, regardless of which of the two techniques I do. Best bit of advice I can give you is pick the one which is easiest for you with the nicest coefficients. Alright, so if you've got coefficients that are matching already at the start, just bash on with it. Otherwise, pick the one that gives you the nicest coefficients and are the easiest to match. Now, for this question, you get your first mark for scaling. So that would be either of the variations there. You'll get 1 mark for x, and you'll get another mark for y. So it's a 3 marker. You'll get the marks as that standard format right there. Follow those steps. Regardless of which of the two techniques you do, you'll smash it every single time. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.